A warm welcome to everybody. Welcome to this video whereby you're going to be covering a not so talked about concept, which is basically why do we study maths? Okay, so not only are we going to be looking at the reasons why we study maths, but we are just going to actually be expanding on the common reasons why students fail maths. And then lastly, we are going to be looking at steps that you can follow today, which might actually improve your results drastically. Okay, so I've just got to start by saying this that it is very suicidal to actually associate your mathematics with the other subjects. Why? Because mathematics is nowhere similar to your other subjects in such a way that mathematics is designed to change your brain, to actually train your brain to think in a certain way. Mathematics is not designed to teach you information. So, because of this reason, this is why you cannot study maths 1 day or 2 days before your examination. You have to study far way before. You have to start practicing far way before, because it is not designed to actually teach you information, but rather to train your brain to think in a certain way. Okay, so once we have this out of the way now, it should be easy for you to understand that why have you been finding it hard to actually pass when you study a day or two before your test or before your examinations. Okay, so we're just going to be going through the reasons why we study maths and the benefits of actually studying maths. And then after that, we're going to be looking at the common reasons why students find it hard to actually pass maths. Then maybe you will find your personal reason onto why are you struggling. Okay, so hold on tight. Let us move on. Okay, so the first benefit of studying mathematics is that maths improves your problem solving skills. You'll actually notice that throughout your maths career, it's all about problems, problems, problems. It's because our sole purpose is to actually prepare you to be ready to be a problem solver when you reach your workplace. Okay, so it sharpens your brain, it makes your brain to be in a position of solving problems all the way. Okay, secondly, mathematics supports logical reasoning and analytical thinking. Okay, so one skill that is going to be required from you is to be able to actually analyze data, analyze situations, analyze different sets of problems, and then think logically, think in a process whereby you can actually find solutions and different solutions which are available for each and every problem. So it's analysis and solutions, analysis and solutions. This is exactly what we are being trained on. Okay, so mathematics create a flexible thinking and creativity. So one of the element that is being trained on your brain is that it creates this element of flexible thinking and creativity. It creates this element of actually trying to solve this problem using this formula. If that doesn't work, try another solution. If that doesn't work, try an alternative solution. If that doesn't work, try another solution. But remember, guys, mathematics will always help you to achieve that as well. It's flexible thinking and creativity. Okay. So one of the most important lessons that math actually teaches you, which I love the most, is math teaches you perseverance. It teaches you this element of I can do it, I can do it, I can do it, because it's going to be hard. You're going to find yourself trying to actually solve a problem, and you won't actually succeed. You'll try another method and then you won't succeed, and then you try another method and then you won't succeed. It won't end there. You take your time, go to your educators, go to your teachers, ask them about it. Sir, how do I solve this problem? And then you're going to try again up until you actually succeed. So maths teaches you perseverance, this element of I won't give up even though it's hard. I will not give up. Why? Because again, we know that life is designed to reward people who do not give up. It rewards people who keep coming back, even though it's hard. People who keep persevering, those are the people at which life has got some greater nuggets before. Okay, so I've got to say again that our brains are elastic. Okay, so since our brain are elastic, they behave more like our muscles. So if you don't use your brain, you lose it. Just like how if you don't use your muscles, you also use it. So one component which actually helps your brain to stay fresh, to stay elastic, and to stay strong and being able to function maximally is mathematics. So one of the benefits of studying maths is to keep your brain fresh, keep your brain flexible, and keep your brain sharp. It also sharpens your memory as well. You tend to recall quite more. You tend to actually combine pieces, combine information. It teaches you all those benefits. So again, guys, these are the benefits of studying maths, and then these are the core reasons why you study maths. And again, you'll also notice that there's not even one reason here that says maths is designed to teach you information, because it is not. So this is why, you guys, you have to practice mathematics each and every day. There's just no two ways about it. I'm just so sorry. Okay, so now let us look at the common reasons why students struggle with the mathematics. Why do students struggle with mathematics? So probably you'll find your own reason here, and then maybe the one that you can always correct. Okay, so the first one is lack of fundamentals learned from earlier grades. So with common students, what happens is students would normally ignore, or would normally think that once I've passed my 10th grade, so therefore whatever I studied in my 10th grade, I will not use in my 11th grade. And then once I make my way from my 11th grade to my 12th grade, then information from my 11th grade and 10th grade will not be mandatory. But I'm here to tell you that those fundamentals, those basics learned from your previous grades come in very, very handy when it comes to your mathematics in your higher grades. For example, when it comes to actually solving your general solution problems, what do you need? You need basic skills of solving linear equations. You need your basic skills of solving quadratic equations, factorizing quadratic equations. You need your basic skills of actually factorizing by grouping. You need all those basics of actually taking out a common factor. You name it, you need all that. Now, if those fundamentals, or if those basics are lacking now, even when it comes to your trigonometric equations, it's going to be difficult for you. So do not ignore your fundamentals. Do not ignore your basics. If you see that you're lacking basics, take your time, recap, relook onto how these problems were solved in your earlier grades, because it'll come in very, very handy in your higher grades. Okay, a second common reason is lack of practice. Again, we did touch on this one, because we said mathematics is not a subject whereby you are required to master information or actually learn information, but rather it is a subject that is designed to train your brain to think in a certain way. So the second common reason is practice. So this is why with mathematics you have to practice each and every day. Okay, and then the last common one is actually fear of failure and anxiety. This one is very common because of what you guys normally hear from your mothers or your aunts who actually struggle from math. So they'll inject that element of fear in you. They'll inject that element of anxiety in you. Mathematics is hard. Mathematics is difficult. No, man, it is not. It is because they lacked this understanding of what or onto why do we study maths, and then what are the reasons of studying maths. So therefore they inject that element of failure or of fear in you, and then they inject that element of anxiety in you. Okay, so as we know that the power of fear, the power of anxiety is so subtle, it can actually suppress your potential in such a way that you'll actually be presented as a person who is unable to actually conquer any situation. This example, I like to make an example of an elephant and a lion. Okay, so an elephant is 10 times the size of the lion. The power of the elephant, the intelligence of the elephant is so great and so superior in comparison to the lion. But because of the belief system and the fear it has and the anxiety it has within the lion, it sees itself as lunch for the lion. Now, the lion is 10 times smaller than the elephant. In terms of smartness, the elephant is smarter, but because the lion lacks fear, it lacks anxiety, then it can conquer all. So now, fear is very very powerful, guys. It can actually suppress your brightness. It can actually suppress your intelligence, and you might look as a failure. Okay, so I think I did help a couple of you guys with this part over here, and probably you can see one of the reasons why you actually are struggling with your math. And then maybe one common reason, which again is not so spoken about, is incorrect teaching styles. Okay, which is quite another reason why other students struggle as well. Okay, now let us look onto what steps now needs to be following towards maths mastery. Okay, but again, you'll notice that the steps we're going to be covering here, it's actually steps, it's actually things that we've just spoken about in our previous sections. Okay, so the first step is to know your basics, know your pre-required information. Just like how we touched on this element of understanding trigonometric equations, that you need to have a clear understanding on the basics that you need to basically solve your equations, your normal equations. So know your pre-required information, know your basics from your previous grades. So once you know your basics from your previous grades, only then now you can learn the rules, the concepts, or the theory for that particular section, and how problems are solved in that section. For example, when it comes to your trigonometry, know your trig ratios, know how to reduce, know your know your identities. Okay, know all that stuff. Know how to solve problems within trigonometry, how to integrate your basics with the information that is now new for that particular section. Once you know those two sets of information, then only now you can start to incorporate your learning into practice until mastery. So do your activities, do your past papers, practice, practice, practice up until you understand all these concepts, and you can basically perform and do all problems which are found in that particular section. So this, my friends, is the basic steps, the common reasons, and how you can conquer mathematics impressively.